Again, you are welcome again to this morning edition of wealthSecrets Mindset Mentorship. Ladies and gentlemen, it's another beautiful day, and let's make today count. It's my honor and privilege again to be here as the host of the wealthSecrets Mindset Mentorship class. Again, for the purpose of those that are watching us or joining us for the very first time, my name is Afolabi Olatunji. I'm going to be the guy to take you on today's class. Of course, I've always been the host of this amazing class, amazing program. We'll be building up on our weekly teaching series, of course, which we started since on Monday, 5 basic fundamentals to life change. We begin by first talking about the very first key part of how your life can turn it around, which is nothing but your philosophy. Philosophy is the greatest reality of how your life turns it around. We're talking about your mindset. We're talking about how you think, how you process ideas, what runs through your mind. And guess what? We've always shared here on the program that you will definitely become whatever you think about. So it's very important you start thinking and start having the right philosophy to experience a better life change. Ladies and gentlemen, we took it beyond philosophy by also talking about your kind of attitude. Like we said here on the program on Tuesday, that your attitude level determines your altitude level. It's definitely, and it's very important for everyone to begin to check the way they appear. You see, you can tell people that, and try to pretend before people. But the most important thing is how you appear before yourself, how you begin to work on yourself. Who and how do you see yourself? And the best way to identify, to check with that, is to stand in front of the mirror and begin to say, am I truly me? Am I truly doing what I need to do? What is changing about me? Am I truly being genuine in my appearance before people? And we tell you and advise you that is the second step to experience the best of life change. Now, the third one today is that we're going to be talking about the activities you need to get yourself involved in. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be really interesting because when we talk about activities this morning, we are talking about the actions you need to start taking. All right, I want you to write that down. The kind of actions I need to start taking. Another thing is for you to come up and start to work on your philosophy, start to work on your goals, start to work on the things that you want to change in your life. Another thing is for you to start having the right attitude, the right approaches to things. But very, very key, ladies and gentlemen, it is the kind of activities you get yourself involved in that will definitely count. In fact, the activity is a major determining factor in the things that you have been longing to see come to physical manifestation. Ladies and gentlemen, you need to start looking. If you have not been doing the right activities, and I want to tell you this morning, from what we're going to be evaluating and teaching here today, I want to really recommend that you need to start getting yourself involved in the right activities. Talking about activities are the things you are doing, haven't discovered what you want in your life and how you get to work. So we call it taking actions. Are you truly taking actions on the goals, the dreams, the things that you are looking at, what you look at in your life that is what a life change? Are you truly taking actions in those ideas that you have found working for you? Or perhaps you started a business for yourself. Are you taking the right action? Or are you the type of person that is taking the wrong action, which we call most people have really been functioning in their dysfunction? All right. Are you the type that is, you are functioning in the area where you are not supposed to function? In fact, some persons will tell you, I am busy. Now, you can tell somebody that you're busy. Are you the type that you're just busy? I'm just doing busybody. Now, we need to come to that realization in our life, because nobody's going to ask you this question. You tell yourself, I'm busy. Everybody is busy in life. If you ask, Kenny, or for example, I want to ask my co-host here, Coach Dan, is in Port Harcourt. He is very busy. He's very busy working on his life, his dreams and goals. But at the end, ladies and gentlemen, what will stand out is the result. We were going to be talking about that, because the activities level you need to start doing. You cannot function in your dysfunction. It is impossible for you to start doing that. You can't think you doing the right activities and yet you know that what you are doing aren't right, but rather you are deceiving yourself and you think you're deceiving other persons. At the end, what we stand out or what we can will be the result, ladies and gentlemen. So start getting yourself involved in the right activities in case you haven't been doing it. In case you started a business and somebody is telling you, these are what you need to do. In fact, I want to recommend something for most of the people watching me. This is like some of the things I guide and I teach on personal or private classes when I have the privilege of mentoring anyone. One of the things you want to ask yourself is, when you are starting any business, especially when it comes to online business, because most people have had their fingers burned, they've had their money, they had their money burned in the wrong way. As you're about to embark on those online businesses, you need to ask whoever has sponsored you or invited you to be part of such a business, and yet you've seen it that it's worth a life change for you. Ask the person one question: what are the things I need to do in order for me to succeed in this business? You need to ask those questions. They are basic questions you need to ask, and that will help you to start putting up the right activities. Now, those things you need to do in some businesses, they call it steps to success in those businesses. Some persons are going to call it, the basics or the fundamentals of what you need to do. Some company call it, onboarding and getting started. You cannot be ignorant of this information. At the end, there are things that are information buried in this getting started that will help you, empower you, and then eventually arm you to really gain mastery and then achieve a lot of success in that business you have found yourself, especially when you are talking about online businesses. Now, for those that are starting, or maybe you are a private worker or you work for a company or public worker, what I want to advise you is that as you are doing whatever you think is necessary for you to get promotion in your own place of assignment, one thing you need to do is to go ahead and continue to work on yourself more. Don't sit there. In fact, most people, I'll tell you guys something. I've been in the military before. I have been in the Navy before. One of the things that's changed my life, and it all starts from the way you look at things. I remember those years, many years ago, and I can tell you it's way past many years ago when I was just, growing up as a young sailor. I used to watch some of my seniors then haven't done the normal regular routine in the morning to appear, and they will take the statistics and everything. They take the stats. Most of the seniors or the people, the superior officers, what they go to do is to go to their offices. In fact, some persons have a corner where they go and then they start sleeping. Can you imagine people sleeping in the morning and yet you dress up to come to work? Now, that's why most of the people working in the government sector, I'm talking about Nigeria especially because I'm very familiar with this. I have been there, ladies and gentlemen. You need to improve more on yourself. You cannot just think because you have those regular income, regular salary, and then you're just going to quit and you're not going to be able to push in more. You need to start working on yourself. The government jobs give you time, opportunity to do other things. This is the time you need to start working on your dreams and goals. Now, let me tell you, I'll go back to the story of some of these, my seniors, why they were sleeping in the morning. I will look at myself. I will challenge myself and I will say, no, Afolabi, is this how you want to end up your life to be? Now, one of the things that really, pushed me beyond, just not looking at who they are was the fact that I look at some of them. After some years, what happened to them is that they will start looking into the government. That, when the government say, it's time for retirement, they will be afraid. They will be scared because of what? They didn't prepare enough for the future. They didn't prepare enough for what they will face after they leave the job. So because they have been so complacent and they've been so satisfied, so therefore they didn't challenge themselves when they have the will, when they have the willingness to drive and to achieve greatness for themselves, or to prepare ahead of the upcoming, a season. And that is one of the problems. So when I look at this, I'll tell myself, Afolabi, this is not the kind of life you want for yourself. I started challenging myself. What I needed to do then was to engage, and that was when I started going to school. I started, improving on more myself. I remember one day, my boss then, is now retired. He's an admiral. He retired as an admiral. He used to tell them, one day he used me as an example, and he told this guy, he said, most of you are not improving on yourself. Look at this young boy, Afolabi, he is going to school, he's challenging himself. One day he asked a question in a class, in the conference hall. I was able to answer this question. And this man looked at me, he started picking interest in me, and I'm glad that the man did that. But what am I saying is that many people will deceive ourselves. Many people will just act like we are doing the right activity. Many of us, we think we are deceiving people, yet we are deceiving ourselves. And you say, you know what, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and yet you ain't doing nothing. You're just busy going up and down and not doing nothing. Now, if there's a book you need to read, when you start something, you need to read that kind of book. If there is an information you need to follow, that you need to digest, assimilate to make you gain mastery, please do not hesitate. In fact, in my kind of business, I tell most people, if there's a meeting or seminar that I'm qualified to attend, guess what I do? I make sure that I attend it. I don't leave anything on the table. Now you are starting a business. You are envious of most of the people that are ahead and say, you know what? I came before them. How come they did this? How come they did that? Can you imagine you asking yourself a question? Now, if you truly want to be honest with yourself, ask yourself the honest question. Are you doing what these other people are doing to have succeed in this particular field or in this particular business? Now, when you go back, you will go and see the crazy schedules or activities that these folks are putting in place every single day, every single minute, every single hour, not resting, making sure that they do all that they needed to do in order for them to have the success that they want. So the question is, don't be envious of the person at the top. All you need to do is that if God can do it for that person, then he can do it for me. All I need to do is to double your own effort. Now, there is something we call the reality principle. You know what the reality principle states? It said, when you want success in this certain field or in this particular field of business, it said, find out what other successful people have done in this particular field. It said, do it over and over and over until you get the same result. Now, the question is, are you doing what these other successful persons are doing, or rather you are being envious of what they are doing? Ladies and gentlemen, you need to put in the right activities. You have the right mentality already. What are you doing this morning? Are you the type that is just going to sit on your TV and start watching news? You can't watch news. You have to be the one to make news. Those that make the news, they are not the type that sit to watch the news. That's the way it is. You have to be among the newsmaker, not the news watcher. Don't say, I want to be current, I want to be everything. I've never seen most successful people sitting down watching all the news, gathering everything, Big Brother Nigeria. I'm not against that, all right? If that's what you're going to do to make you feel good. But the question is, are you deceiving people or you're deceiving yourself? Don't just say Nigeria, 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 Africa. This is where, don't blame the government. The question is, start to blame yourself. Start to put in the right activity. You see, you know what they talk about change? For things to change, you have to change. Otherwise, nothing changes. You have to change. You have to start stepping up your activity level. You have to start stepping up your games, as they say, so that things can start changing for you. I want to let you also understand. You think it's easy to come every morning and start doing this class. I want to let you know that it's not easy, in case you don't know. But guess what? It is easy up here. So first, the mentality or the kind of philosophy you have must be that it is easy. Must be that you're driven by your goal. Must be that you're having the right attitude. What are the right attitude? Waking up in the morning, doing all that is necessary, not minding what people say, not minding or paying attention to what your body is saying or the kind of negative thoughts or information or things people are saying, but keep at what you're doing. You've been persistent, you've been consistent at the same time, pushing further so that you can see things happen for you. And with the right activities, as we're talking about this morning, ladies and gentlemen, you will be that person that you want to be. So get into the right activity. Never you function in your dysfunction. Don't do things like you're doing busybody. Step up your game. Step up the right activity. Do the right activity. If you want to start any business, ask for the basic things you want to start with. Whether you are a trader or a market seller, whatever you want to do. You want to get married, ask people that have succeeded or put in the right marriage step. What are the things they do? Ask people, watch people lifestyle, read the books. In fact, study people, go to people that have stayed 10 years, ask them questions. You know, these things will guide you, all right? And no, because you can't just assume that, oh man, because it's like this, because somebody's marriage is not working, you now presume that yours is not going to work. Now, do whatever it takes. Do the right activity. You have to take ownership of your life. You have to take ownership of your marriage. You have to take ownership of your future. Nobody else will do it for you other than you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you got the message loud and clear this morning again. You know, activity is what counts. With the right activities, ladies and gentlemen, you will definitely start to see the right results in whatever thing you have done. You want to get to the top, start to do what the people that have been at the top are doing every day. Look at their lifestyle. Look at what they have done. Start to do it. Don't envy, rather start appreciating, start emulating, start, looking at whatever, or start attracting those kind of people into your life. And without doing, ladies and gentlemen, without being said, I want to let you know that you will see that, sky will not just be limit, because you're going to break that sky and you're going to be up there, because those people at the bottom, it is too crowded. You want to be at the top, and I want to let you know, top is where you belong. Bottom is way too crowded. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you got the message of hope, the message of transformation again this morning. This is where we will be drawing it a curtain this morning. And tomorrow again, we will be back here with our own one and only coach that will be taking us. Of course, the Thursday is not for any other person in our mentorship community other than Coach Dan. He's going to be giving us some doses all the way from the city of Port Harcourt, and you're going to be seeing the other version to what we've been teaching so far, so good since on Monday. And guess what, guys? You don't want to miss what tomorrow's class is going to look like. All right? I hope you got value for your time, and I hope your time this morning is not wasted. Remember what we say, and we advise you first that we are building and expanding very rapidly, and we want to attract over 5,000 people in our community, on our YouTube community. It is very important that we grow the subscribers to that particular number before the close of the year. We believe and we know with your help. Remember, this is a platform that has no business attachment of also kind. What we're doing is strictly mentorship, and how we can be of value to our community, our society, our country, our nation, the people around us. This is what we're doing. People listening to the same information. What are this information? To equip you, to enrich you, to educate you with the right information and resources that is going to empower you mentally to live the very best of your life. It's your regular host again, Afolabi Olatunji. So we're going to see you tomorrow, same time, same link, on the same program, wealthSecrets Mindset Mentorship. I'm calling it